Hello students, welcome to iGrew Foundation YouTube channel. In the previous class students, in the history class, that is the first war of Indian independence, in that lesson very briefly we discussed about the causes for the 1857 revolt and what are the effects of it. About all these things we discussed in the previous lesson. But students, one thing we have to remember here, after the 1857 revolt, many effects have taken place. For example, it has ended English East India Company. As you all know that the British government considered that English East India Company is the main reason to take place mutiny in India. As a result, they had put an end to the administration of English East India Company in India, and then direct administration of the British government started over India. So about this also we have discussed. Then after 57, once again the Indians did not unite. They did not fight against the British. All these questions definitely rises in everybody's mind. But for that answer is definitely after the 1857 revolt, for some time there was no nationality as appeared among the Indians. There was no unity appeared among the Indians. Okay, but later on in the year of 1861 what happened? The British introduced the Act 1861 British Council Act or Indian Council Act they introduced. By the time they have given chance to the Indians to take part in the legislative assembly. That means they have given chance for the Indians to participate in the legislative assembly. This is called as policy of association. So through this, the Indians started to take part in the British India administration, and also they gained knowledge about the administration, what is going on, how the English administration is going on in India. Later, the Indians started to take English education also. English education at its spread throughout the country. Many Indians got education regarding Western education. So through that they got awareness, and then they decided that once again we have to bring unity in between Hindus and Muslims, and we have to create oneness among the Indians. As a result, many organizations were started. For example, the Hindu Mela, All Indian Association, Pune Sarvajanika Sabha, the Indian Association. Like this, many regional organizations were established. But some of the Indian leaders decided that such kind of organizations have organized only at the regional level. By this, we cannot expect more. Because of that, they decided for the entire nation one organization should be there. A biggest organization should be associated. So thinking that one, in the year of 1885, A.O. Hume, Alan Octavian Hume, his complete name, he was one of the retired English officer. By gathering the Indian leaders, he organized an association which is called as Indian National Congress. Remember students, Indian National Congress was established by A.O. Hume in the year of 1885. After the establishment of Indian National Congress, they decided each and every year we have to gather in different places. By gathering in different places, we have to discuss about the problems and for that solutions. Okay, so like this, Indian National Congress established in the year of 1885. Its first session was called at the place of Mumbai, and it was presided by W.C. Banerjee. W.C. Banerjee, full name is Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Thus, one of the biggest Indian party was established in the name Indian National Congress. It was established by A.O. Hume. Students, before Indian National Congress, some organizations were there, that one already I mentioned. Here, when Indian National Congress was established, by the time they had a lot of responsibility. What are those responsibility? In India, already British administration is there, and then without making a proper government, they are administrating over our country, and a lot of problems are there of Indian. So these and all they decided to bring to the notice of British government. That work done by the Indian National Congress members. And in between this, one of the Governor General of British, that is Lord Lytton, he introduced a act that is called as Vernacular Press Act. You know, students, to suppress the Indians, many rules and regulations introduced by the British. To divide the Indians, many rules and regulations they have introduced. Subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, dual government. Like this, many they have introduced. Along with that, one more added, that is Vernacular Press Act. What is this Vernacular Press Act? Here in India, many regional newspapers started to publish, and through that newspapers, they started to publish about English administration. They started to criticize the English administration. Many anti-British writings were there. To stop this one, to curb the independence of press, Indian press, Lord Lytton introduced the Vernacular Press Act. Here onwards, without the local English officer, no press should be published any anti-British writings. It was the rule of this Vernacular Press Act. Okay, students, like this, many anti-Indian acts were introduced by the British government. Against this, Indian National Congress, it started to collect opinion from the Indians, and they started to write many petitions, many request letters to the British government for the upliftment of Indians. Here, students, in the Indian National Congress, many groups are there. How we have divided that group means on the basis of their ideology, on the basis of their beliefs, on the basis of all these things, we have divided the Indian National Congress into three groups. One is moderates, second one is radicals, third one is revolutionaries. So like this, we have divided the Indian National Congress members into three groups. Now let us discuss about these three groups one by one, students. First, let us discuss about moderates. Students, moderates are the group of Indian National Congress people. The first 20 years of Indian National Congress, that means from 1885 to 1905, this 20 years of age is considered as the age of moderates, because in these 20 years only moderates were there. In their ideology there was no differences at all. And the important or the prominent moderates are W.C. Banerjee, M.G. Ranade, Gopala Krishna Gokhale, Dadabhai Nauroji, Surendranath Banerjee. Like this, many prominent national moderates were there in the Indian National Congress. These members very effectively, whatever the problems are there of Indians, everything through the petitions or through the memorandums, they have written to the British officers. Many times they have conducted the public meetings, they have collected the opinions from the different region, different people, and everything they have written in a petitions and they submitted to the British officers. But most of the time their demands or their petitions were then it was completely neglected by the British officers. Then also they did not leave their effort, continuously they wrote the petitions and memorandums. And here, students, mainly the moderates were there, no? They had 4 demands. Over 4 demands, they concentrated more and more. They focused it more and more. Which are those demands of the moderates? Means very first one is cutting down of military expenditure. Here, the British engaged in many battles, not only in India, even in African continent, in some other part of Asian continent also, they used to make many battles. But to make this battle, they were using the Indian soldiers as well as Indian sources. So because of that, moderates demanded to the British government for the cutting down of military expenditure. So that expenditure, if you reduce there, definitely you can utilize for the development of other things. Second one is development of Indian industries. The British government used to take all the raw materials from India to the England, and there they developed their industries. This one opposed by the moderates. Instead of developing industries in England, you can develop or you can establish many industries in India itself. So through this, Indian economic condition also will be developed. So this was the second demand of the moderates. Along with industries, they also demanded for the development of Indian agriculture. Then providing good education. As you all know that education is one of the main instruments to solve all the problems. So because of that, if you want to eradicate the Indian problems, especially poverty, then unemployment, okay, then superstitious beliefs, like this many more problems were there, no? To eradicate that one, education is the one and only solution. That's what they demanded for the British government, to provide good education for everyone. Programs for poverty alleviation. For the eradication of the poverty, British government must take some programs. Why? Because in India, poverty has been created by British government itself. So that's what, to solve this problem, you have to make many programs. Like this, the major 4 demands they kept before the British government. These 4 demands kept before British government by moderates. And then students, as I told that because of the British policies in India, poverty started. Before also poverty was there, but it went to the pathetic level because of the British administration or their policies. It was very clearly observed, and it brought into the notice of British government as well as to the Indians by the moderates itself, by developing drain theory. What is this drain theory? The wealth of India is flowing towards England. How it is flowing? In what way it is flowing? So that one very clearly, very scientifically, strategically, they have published it before the people. Here, many British or Europeans used to come for India, and they used to take the higher position in the government, and after the retirement they used to go back. But here, when they were giving their service, by the time they were getting salary from the Indian taxes only. After the retirement, they used to get the pension by the Indian taxes itself, being in Europe. And also, before the arrival of British, Indians products were exporting more and more. We used to export a lot, but importing was very less. But when the British government came to India, because of their economic policies, what happened? Our export decreased and income gradually increased. Because of British economic policies only, India and its condition is that it is completely remained backward. This one explained by the moderates, especially R.C. Datta and then Dadabhai Naoroji. So that is called as drain theory. So thus, in the beginning, that means the first 20 years from 1885 to 1905, that age is, it is called as the age of moderates. Students, as I told that, on the basis of the ideology and the belief among the Indian National Congress, some groups have created. Among them already we have discussed about moderates. Next, let us discuss about radicals, which are also called as the extremists. The prominent radicals are Lal, Bal, Pal. These 3 members famously known as Lal, Bal, Pal. They are Lala Lajpat Rai, Bala Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal. And Arvind Ghosh. Some other prominent leaders also are there. Here, these radicals, from the beginning, they were opposing the moderates. The style, the executive style of the moderates are there, about that, they were completely disappointed. Why? Because if we have any problem, directly we have to speak with the British officers or British government. Instead of sending the petitions, we have to speak with them. Directly we have to speak with them. But the moderates, they used to write always petitions. Okay? Or petitions. So because of that, these radicals are there, they called moderates as the political beggars. They called them as the political beggars. Here, though a lot of disappointment was there also among the Indian National Congress, it was outbroke when Lord Curzon divided the Bengal. when he partitioned Bengal in the year of 1905, by the time the disopinion between or the differences between radicals and the moderates completely outbroke. Why? Because radicals completely opposed the partition of Bengal. The intention behind the partition of Bengal by Lord Curzon is to divide the unity between Hindus and Muslims. So because of that, he partitioned the Bengal in the year of 1905. This one completely opposed by the radicals. They very bravely they fought against this. For example, in between Hindus and Muslims, the main link was Bengali language. Why? Because though the Muslims were divided, it was completely divided by the Lord Curzon also. Before, as they were in the Bengal, they were knowing very well about the Bengali language. So this Bengali language was the main link to connect the Hindus and Muslims. By using this one, radicals decided once again to bring back the unity between Hindus and Muslims. So because of that, many cultural festivals they conducted, okay, like Raksha Bandhan and other cultural festivals. So like this, many cultural festivals back to back they conduct in the different place of Bengal. And also students, they called to use only local goods. To use only local goods, that means Swadeshi goods. Thus, they have started the Swadeshi movement also. Use only Swadeshi goods and to boycott the foreign goods. As a result, what happened? Many foreign goods were boycotted. Many foreign goods were buried also. To make this one, these radicals are they went to the door to door of each and every citizen of Bengal. And by reaching to their door, they have created awareness among the Indians. So what is the intention behind the partition of Bengal? Why we should oppose that one? Like this, they have created unity among the Hindus and Muslims. Okay. Thus, after all these activities, the British government they suffered a lot. Why? Because as the foreign goods, especially the England products, it was completely boycotted. Financially, they also faced a lot of problem. So because of that, they decided to withdraw the decision of partition of Bengal. Thus, once again, Bengal was united in the year of 1911. It was divided in the year of 1905 and later it was united in the year of 1911. So this is the greatest achievement of the radicals, we can see. And here among the radicals, Bala Gangadhar is the very prominent. Everyone worked for the freedom. Here Bala Gangadhar Tilak, his slogan is very famous that Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. At any cost, before my death, definitely I am going to celebrate it. I am going to enjoy it. So in that way, he has given slogan. Now it was not only slogan, it has inspired a lot of youth. Many youth were inspired by Bala Gangadhar Tilak. And also Bala Gangadhar Tilak, he was knowing very well that just by giving the slogan, we cannot achieve anything until unless we make unity among the people. After achieving the unity, first we have to create awareness among the people that what for we are fighting against the British government. What is the intention behind our fight? Everything they must be knowing. That's what he started to gather the people. He started to create awareness among the people by conducting many functions like Ganesha, Durga, Shivaji celebrations. Ganesha festival, Durga celebration and Shivaji Jayanti. Like this, many celebrations he organized. When the people gathered there, they used to pour out his national thoughts. Okay, thus he has created awareness among the people. And also he published many newspapers. Among them, the prominent newspapers are Kesari and Maratha. Kesari newspaper he published in Marathi language and Maratha newspaper he published in English language. So thus he had spread his national thoughts through the writings also. You know that Lord Lytton, by the time he has introduced the Vernacular Press Act, according to that, anti-British writings should not be published. Okay, but in Bala Gangadhar Tilak's newspaper or in his writing, always he was criticizing the English administration. Because of all these developments, he was imprisoned. But being in prison, he has written a book which is called as Gita Rahasya. Further, it has inspired to the freedom fighters. So these are the achievements of Bala Gangadhar Tilak, students. Students, after discussing about the radicals, let us discuss about the revolutionaries. Revolutionaries compared to moderates and the extremists or the radicals, they are entirely different. Why? Because moderates and the radicals, they used the non-violence method, but the revolutionaries are they decided that without following the violent method, definitely we are not going to get freedom for our country. Hence, they decided to follow the violence path. Because of this, they used the bombs, guns to achieve their goal. Here, students, the revolutionaries are the important revolutionaries are Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Khudiram Bose, V.D. Savarkar, Ras Bihari Bose, and many radicals are they also converted into revolutionaries later. Here, students, these revolutionaries are almost all of them have sacrificed their life. Their life was tragedy. Okay, their life was tragedy because in order to get freedom for our country, in order to organize the people, so in this way many of them were shot out by the British, many of them were hanged by the British. And students, as I told that they used completely violence method to fight against the British. In order to achieve this one, they organized many secret organizations. In India, the revolutionaries organizations were Abhinava Bharata Anushilana Samiti. Student, though they established this organization in India also, it was completely restricted by the British government. The British government kept an extra eye over the activities of revolutionaries. Then also, very secretly, they organized the people. They were organizing the weapons. And they planned that establishing the organization in India, it's not great. But in England itself, we have to establish the organization. Okay, so because of that, in England, they established Lotus and Dagger organization. It was one of the secret organization. And students, in USA also they established a organization which is called as Ghadar Party. Okay, that is in USA. What is the intention to start the Ghadar Party in USA? Means in USA, in the year of 1776 itself, they achieved the freedom by fighting against the British government. So like this, by establishing this organization, we may get support from them. So thinking that they established this Ghadar Party in USA. So like this, many interesting facts are there to know more about the revolutionary students. But almost all of them sacrificed their life. Okay, so like this, they have given their own contribution to achieve freedom for our country. So like this, in Indian National Congress, 3 groups were there: moderates, radicals, and the revolutionaries. Thank you, students.
ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕನನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಂದೇಹಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ತರಗತಿಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ತಲುಪುವಂತೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ.